This edition of the FAXTORY podcast show is brought to you in part by Motion Pictures. Remember, the FAXTORY podcast show is rated a special AE for any and everyone. View discretion is advised. Just kidding. I don't know how many times I got to reiterate that.
Yo, what's poppin'? What it is? It's your boy Fax.Koolaid, and we back with episode 16 of the FAXTORY podcast show. As you see, we got the cap. As you see, we got everything, bro. Cause now we've graduated. Yes, sir. Shout out to everybody in class 2025. We're graduated. I know I haven't been around for a few weeks, but that's obviously because of graduation. I hope that y'all will give me a pass. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna get to that in a second. But again, this is the FAXTORY podcast show. Shout out to everybody that's been supporting during this small little hiatus. But we back and we busy. Like I said, we've graduated, so now we finna get into motion. It's finna be a whole lot of content dropping, a whole lot of Fax.Koolaid stuff dropping. But again, it's episode 16, and we welcome everybody back to the show. So as mentioned, for probably the millionth time already in these few seconds, we have graduated, ladies and gentlemen. I graduated with a BA, Bachelor of Arts in Broadcast Journalism, with a minor in Radio, Television, and Film. As you can see, my degree is the reason why I know how to do all of this, man. My degree is the reason why I'm able to, you know what I'm saying, come to you through the airways of YouTube, visually and audially. It's the reason why I'm finna get on Apple Music. It's the reason why I've traveled. It's the reason why I've gotten a lot of things I've gotten in this life past couple years. It was because of my journalism degree. And I'm going to get to that in a second as far as like what the degree means to one person and what it probably doesn't mean to another and how we can all make it make sense. But let's talk about actual graduation. I know a few people want to walk through. I know I posted a very controversial video on TikTok, which if you don't follow me on there, that's Fax.Koolaid on every social media platform, but TikTok as well. Probably went out at our graduation, you feel me? Let me just explain how that went, you know what I'm saying? The morning of graduation, everybody was already turned because we was all outside at Nomad the night before. So we was all waking up on that Friday morning because, you know, we graduated on Friday. We was all turned in the morning, bro. Like, graduation is the only morning. College graduation is the only morning where everybody's going to be top tier turned up at like 6, 7 a.m. You feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? We with our different colleges. We walking into the arena. You know, my class, School of Communication, shout out to SOC. We were the last class to come into, you know what I'm saying, the arena, HPN arena. So we finna walk out, you know what I'm saying? We all turn. I'm with Mr. and Miss TSU because we in the same college. We finna walk out. Boom, power turns off. Now, at first, ironically, it was kind of lit. I'm like, oh, like folks in the crowd was almost like, oh, we finna have a concert. Beyonce finna pop out or something. Yeah, bro. People in the crowd thought it was finna be like a concert or something. You feel me? Everything was lit, bro. Everybody put out their lights in the crowd or whatever. It was all games and funniness until it wasn't. Not gonna lie to you. Like, we all went from being in smiles to panicking, not gonna lie to you. Because it's like, okay, the lights have been off for like 15 minutes now. We still finna graduate or what? I'm talking about, I know some dudes that was working the sound at HPN that day. They were panicking. Like, it was real life panic in the building. So the person that's in charge of our graduating class, right, they was all like, look, we gonna have y'all walk out. Just all y'all put y'all flashes out. Now we're scared because I know we not finna walk in the dark with no power, no speakers, no nothing. But you know, it's like, okay, this is the day that the Lord has made. We still finna do this. We still finna walk. We end up walking out. As we're walking out, boom, praise God, the lights turn back on. God is good. We end up graduating with power or whatever. And a few people on social media, especially old heads, were upset that I posted it on TikTok. But it's like, yo, TSU done did a lot of BS to me. I'm pretty sure I can joke around with TSU one time. And it's just funny because, bro, I promise you, like, if you've never been to a graduation at a HBCU before, yo, my class of 2025, we hands down had the littest graduation I've ever seen. How many graduation classes you know is dancing while the band is playing for? I'm talking about our band, the orchestra. It started playing Before I Let Go by, you know, Frankie Beverly and the Maze. So they started playing that, right? And again, I told you I'm turned. Being the turned lit individual I sometimes tend to be, I get up and I start doing the, you know what I'm saying? I get up and I start doing the electric slide. I ain't gonna lie to you. Oh, this was caught on video. And me, I didn't care that people was finna start. I didn't think folks was finna start joining in. I turn around, my whole class is doing it right behind me. You feel me? I look to the right, it's folks doing it to the right of me, you know what I'm saying? It was the littest thing ever, bro. Like, I was just turned the whole graduation, and it just shows you, like, how we turned up at HBCU graduations, you feel me? We ended up doing that the entire way, bro. And it's like, who else you know at TSU, like, graduating classes that done did that? We went back to the 2 p.m. session to see if they was doing it as well, and they wasn't. That's how, and no offense to them, that's how we knew that the 9 a.m. class of TSU 25 graduation, that's how you know that's how you know we was really like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. As far as like the rest of the graduation goes though, it was a beautiful session, man. To be able to walk with my peers, some that I've been with for a long time, some that I just met, it was an amazing experience. And, you know, it was a lot of funny things as well during that graduation, not just to turn up and everything, man. I was sitting not too far from somebody who was just emotional about graduating. I'm talking about, like, it was such a struggle for them. Can you believe that same dude had ChatGPT on his grad cap? Like, literally, like, it literally was just like right, like, he had it right there, bro. And I'm just like, I'm asking him what's his major, because I hope it's not like to be a doctor or something, because we're gonna be fried. But my thing is, bro, it really shows you, like, bro, graduating college is such an accomplishment to most. It was always gonna happen, bro. You feel me? As I'm on the topic of college and graduation and all that, I want to tackle like a few things, bro. My last week of school before graduation, I was on campus a lot. Like, I was just there, just sitting there, just posted up, really trying to relive in the moments. And it's just funny because I had a professor, right? They was like, Koolaid, like, bro, Koolaid, like, the potential is there. I need you to promise me that when you leave out of here, you're going to be famous. I said, look, I can't promise you that. But what I can promise you is that I'm not going to be that alumni that just randomly comes back, bro. I promise you that is not bro. If there's one thing I can guarantee you is that I'm not going to be that alumni that randomly comes back, bro. Telling you that right now, gang. Every year we see it. No shade, no nothing, bro. It'd be plenty of alumni that just are bored that ends up finding their way back to their college campus. The reason, like, ask anybody that went to school with me. You would see me on campus every single day. Sometimes just doing work, sometimes just posted. I always knew that because when I graduated, when I walked the stage, you're not going to see me. Maybe homecoming. You're not going to see me at a random hump night. You're not going to see me at a random party unless I'm getting paid to be there. If it's business, oh yeah, I'll come back. If I got business there every day that includes money, oh, I'm coming back. Best believe it. But I'm not going to be that person that's just coming back, bro. I think everybody knows that type of person is nobody likes that type of person. Like, I feel like we should all work to become that type of person. Of course, I'm not trying to tell people how to delegate their time once they graduate, but it's like, yo, I wanted my college experience to be to the point where I handled everything I needed to the point where I don't even want to come back until like homecoming or something. Like, I've had enough of campus, and you know, one thing that people will notice is that I stayed a little longer. You know what I'm saying? I don't take any shame in the amount it took me to graduate college. Yes, I took an extra semester and I did it proudly. It's not a race, it's a marathon, bro. I would much rather take 6 years of college, making sure I get everything I need out of it, rather than graduate early than leave college confused, having nothing to do. Many people be like, oh, I'm so ready to leave this place. I hate my school. I'm trying to graduate early. If you don't know what you're doing when you graduate early, you're gonna be fried, bro. So for me, taking that extra semester I needed to space out my classes so that I can have enough free time to set myself up for greater heights after I graduate, that was the better choice for me. I don't know what it is for you or whoever you go to school with or any of your friends, but college is not a race. If you felt like you did 4 years and you didn't get nothing from it, you want to change your major and do some more, you got to do what's best for your career, bro. You got to do what's best for your career, bro. Nobody should be getting shamed because they had to spend more years in school. At the end of the day, we're in school so we can get rich. You gonna start talking shit about that same person that spent more time in school when he's rich? Nah, you won't. When you get rich and you become successful, people not gonna be talking about how you spend an extra year or an extra semester, bro. And then it's very common. So you know what I'm saying, when it come to me, yeah, I spent the extra semester, but guess what though? I'm set up for life. You know what I'm saying? Not to sound self-congratulatory, gotta sound humble at all times, but that's the fact of the matter, bro. If you that person that feels like you gotta spend more time, bro, spend more time. Just don't waste it, bro. I'm not saying spend more time because you scared to leave and you want to keep having fun with, you know what I'm saying, the sophomores and juniors. I never said that. I said for the sake of your career. If you feel like you rushing yourself out and it's a burnout and you need more time, at that point you gotta do what you gotta do. You feel me? You gotta do what you gotta do to beat this post-grad depression narrative. And I'm gonna talk about that for a second because let me tell you what I hate about college alumni, bro. And this is something I've been seeing around graduation season. Y'all don't know how to speak life into graduates, and I'm gonna call y'all out on it. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. There's no reason why the number one thing that they're telling new graduates is, bro, be ready for that post-grad depression, bro. I'm talking about, bro, I was standing outside with 4 graduates the night before graduation. An alumni was there. Somebody that graduated 3 years was randomly on campus. I don't know why. Again, go do something with your life. I digress. And he was talking to me and 4 other people. He was all like, bro, y'all don't even know, bro. Just wait for it. That post-grad depression gonna hit y'all, bro. It's gonna get rough. Like you, Koolaid, you might be good because you got the content, but bro, I don't know about the other people, bro. It's gonna hit them. And I'm just sitting there like, why would you say something like that? Like, what would actually cause you to say some shit like that? Instead of trying to speak life to new graduates, it sounds like you just projecting, but you trying to spread this fear and narrative that when the next college graduate graduates, that things are gonna go downhill. And I'm here to tell y'all, it does not have to be like that. Yeah, I know I just graduated, but I know where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? And the future is bright. You feel me? And so is yours. There should be no. If you are the reason why that narrative is so dangerous, bro, is because you know how the human mind works. When you automatically believe that life is going to get rough after graduation, your mind is going to subconsciously associate you with post-grad depression. So anytime you have a moment of like sadness or you being bored or you feel like you don't know where to go, you're going to be like, oh, this must be that post-grad depression that they talking about. Whole time, that's not really what it is. Those type of thoughts might lower like your confidence in the future. Yo, I'm telling y'all, as somebody that just graduated, telling somebody how negative things are going to get, like not even might. Some of y'all just be saying it's gonna happen. That's not what you tell that's not what you tell a new graduate. Like not everybody graduated college and then went through a negative slide. It's a lot of people that handle business during undergrad to the point where they set themselves up after. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody has that experience, bro. I would argue more people have a better experience post-grad than those that struggle. And of course, we understand everybody's situation or situations. You know what I'm saying? We're not judging anybody based off of what they did undergrad, but it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible and likely for a lot of graduates to not go through that postgraduate sadness, bro. Like, bro, learn to speak life into new grads, bro. That's all I'm saying. Luckily, I know where I want to go, so I know I'm not gonna go through this. And my thing is, when you graduate college, and see, that's something that we got to start doing more to new graduates. We need to start prepping grads for what's to come after. Nobody said life was gonna get perfect after graduation, but you should prep knowing that real life is about to come. My thing is, it's not much of a difference after you graduate, except for you're not going to be around the same amount of people. But as far as paying bills, doing taxes, adulting doesn't automatically just straight guns blazing start the minute you walk. You feel me? Some things start before that. So that's why I just hate that narrative that when you graduate, life just goes downhill from there. Like, let's just stop with that. But that's that. So how did I celebrate graduation? You feel me? I had a few grad parties, a few grad celebrations, man. It was a lot of horrors, bro. It was a lot of horrors, bro. Houston was very caught off guard the Saturday of my grad because me and a few of my homeboys in my little African circle, we call it Auga. You know, shout out Auga. We had a grad party at this Nigerian club called Aura. Y'all know I'm not big on clubs, but you know, a little celebration here and there, you feel me? It was the craziest thing I've ever experienced, not gonna lie to you. Throwing a grad party with my homeboy that's also known in the city. That was what really showed me the chaos that comes with a grad party, especially making it open. We decided to do a grad party together, me and my African homeboys. When I tell you it was the craziest shit ever, like, excuse my French. It was so crazy that we didn't even want to post a flyer because we knew what was going to happen. Nobody else was doing grad parties on that day after graduation. It was just us. So we decided, okay, we're not going to post it so that we don't make that building reach capacity, you feel me? Because things might get a little crazy. So we're going to tell small little people here and there. Now, this is where shit gets crazy. Word gets out to University of Houston. University of Houston say, okay, we're going to do it at that same club. I'm not saying that they did it because of us, but they were also going to announce that they were doing something there. So now we're worried. Y'all, we cannot post this flyer because it's going to be too packed, bro. So we decided not to. Now, there's this guy. His name is Jackie. Shout out Jackie. Jackie goes on his Instagram and posts that we're doing something at Aura Club that same night. My group chat starts blowing me up. Koolaid, tell Jackie to delete it, please, or this grad party's not going to be able to happen. Mind you, this is Mr. TSU. This is the most known person at TSU, arguably, like, besides me and a few other people. He's the most known person. I call Jackie fast. I'm like, yo, Jackie, you feel me? Let's not post that, you know, so that it's not a riot when we get there. The damage was already done. I ain't gonna lie to you. We get to the grad party. It's people there before me and King even show up. The line is long. Aura's not even supposed to start charging people till 1 a.m. They start charging people 30 minutes after we get there. A fight breaks out. Multiple fights break out. We have to stop the party 3 times because the building reached capacity. Everybody that was in line after 12:30 had to go home. Yo, I'm telling you, like, throwing a grad party. I'm saying this because I know some of y'all watching me are going to throw grad parties, or y'all know people that are going to do grad parties, bro. Or y'all already have thrown grad parties. It is not for the weak. it was turned up. I'll say that. Because being known and then having a party that might not go as well because you are known, it's a good problem to have, but a problem nonetheless. I'm very appreciative because I was able to build a name for myself while I was in college, as people know, and it was due to entrepreneurial type of work. Even the music I do, the gigs I do, the social media, the content, the collabs I've done, it's all it's all me being self-employed, and I just want to express to people, man, look, bro, now is the time. If you have a dream that has to deal with, being an entrepreneur, like you want to do something on an entrepreneurial level, now's the time to do it. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. The job market, as we know, is crazy, bro. There's no greater time to be on your personal grind, something that you want to do that can make you money within yourself, being your own boss. Now's the time for that, yo. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Whether you finna graduate next year or whether you just got to college, bro, whatever you want to do that makes yourself money, now is the time to jump on that, bro. Like, no more waiting, bro. You need to get on that, because I'm telling you, the job market, crazy. Thankfully, I don't have to look in the job market right now. Like, things are going good. All glory to God. You feel me? But it's like you might be somebody out there that wants to start, whether you doing hair, nails, your own business. It don't, whether you do tattoos, whether you want to open something, it don't matter what you want to do. Regular content. Now is the time to jump on that, bro, because it's rough out here, bro. So, you know what I'm saying? Don't sleep, bro. Do what you need to do, because it worked for me. It really did. And I thank God for that. It's my biggest accomplishment. It's the biggest chip that I can carry on my shoulder, motivation wise. I was able to start something and then just take it forward like just take it more hard. Now that I can graduate, not be in school anymore, I got the time to do it. That needs to be you. Real talk. Now, before I get off of things, grad talk, I did say I was going to mention things that I learned. And off the top of my head, it's really 3 things that I learned, graduating college from my HBCU or whatever. Even though I had 3 off the top of my head, 1 just popped up to my mind, and I'm going to just assume that was God placing it on my heart. You got to get it on your own sometimes, bro. You can't rely on your school to support you, gang. I'm not saying TSU didn't support me, but if I relied solely on TSU supporting me, I wouldn't have anything that I've ever gotten. I'm not going to lie to you. Again, TSU has done some things to help me. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just keep it a band. It wasn't as much as I would have liked. You know what I'm saying? It was one staff member that just a few weeks ago, he didn't know how, let's say, big I was portrayed in the HBCU world. He was looking on social media pages and seeing a lot of my videos on there. He was like, bro, I didn't know that you were, kind of big in a way. And I was like, you saying this weeks before I'm graduating, bro. Like, if I would have relied on my school to help me with everything I needed, I wouldn't have a lot, bro. You got to get it on your own at the school. You got to find a way to make your own plate, bro. Like, especially at your HBCU, because obviously HBCUs are amazing, you know what I'm saying? Blase. But not every time does your HBCU have the resources to make you who you want to be. So you got to find out what it is your own self, bro. Now, number 2, right? You can't take everybody with you. Not everybody's going to go with you. Graduating college really shows you that, bro. And even if you're the type of person that you don't necessarily just like to cut people off and remove people from your life, people will show you why they shouldn't be there, bro. Like, don't sleep. Not everybody can go with you to your next chapter, bro. We always mention how each semester you gain friends and you lose friends. Bro, not everybody's going to be with you when you leave. You might leave college with a few number of people that you came in with that you met a long time ago, but not everybody, bro. It's going to be some people that you never thought would leave you that will leave you, bro. And not everybody can come with you. When you have that mindset, it at least makes it less shocking when those people leave and they're not around anymore. Like, you'll see when it's time to graduate. Ask people that have already graduated, bro. You're not gonna be able to take people into that next chapter with you, bro. You're not gonna be able to take people in that next chapter, and it just is what it is. That's just how life works. For your growth, it's probably best that you don't take them in that next chapter. Even me myself, I know some people that's not going with me into this next chapter, bro. Perhaps them being there with me is gonna hold back my growth and progression. Maybe the same thing for you. You feel me? Not everybody can go with you. One third thing that I've also realized is, it doesn't matter. Really hear me, bro. I don't want nobody to find offense, because when I say everything I'm finna say, I'm not talking to any specific person. These are all just examples. What you did in college does not matter, bro. It doesn't matter if you was the man on your campus. It doesn't matter when you walk. And many people don't want to hear that. Many athletes don't want to hear that. Many org leaders don't want to hear that. Many Greeks don't want to hear that. Many people don't want to hear that. It only matters pertaining to what you're doing after. None of that matters unless it translates to what you're doing after, bro. Like, bro, you could have been that person on your campus, But if folks can't see you and be like, bro, that person is going to be somebody after, none of that matters, bro. I would much rather have been the nobody in college that ended up being the star after college rather than be the person that was the man, but now they don't know where that man is going. Like, you'll see a lot of that. It really does not matter, bro. Like, once you walk, you think I care about, like, your position on campus? Like, let's just be real for a second. Can we be honest? I don't care that you was the greatest athlete. I don't care that you was the mightiest of Greeks. I don't care that you was at the top of every single org on campus. What are we doing after? That's what matters. That's really what matters. Your legacy on campus, it really doesn't matter after you graduate. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't be in orgs while you're on campus or whatever. I'm not saying that you should just BS your orgs, but I'm saying don't use your high reputation on campus to think that when you get out, you should still have that type of respect, bro. It's a new type of respect in the real world. At least that's what I'm hearing. Folks don't care. You get in the work world. Folks don't care about you being at the top of your org, bro. Unless your skills while you're at the top of the org helps that job. Like, unless it helps what you can do in the future, none of that matters, bro. None of it matters. And the last thing I would say, this is more so like a working one, more like a business one. Your professors and staff are your biggest connections, bro. Like, I always tell people, the real winners of college are those that maintain a relationship with the best professors and staff members, bro. Those connections matter, bro. Like, ask anybody, bro. Your professors that taught you what you know, not the BS ones, you know what I'm saying? Because you could argue a lot of HBCUs or just colleges in general have a lot of BS professors. You gonna have those along the course of the way. But those professors that you know are great connections, oh my God, get their number, get their email. You're gonna need them, bro. Some of your professors should not just be regular high and by humans after you graduate. It need to be some of your professors that you just hit up asking for advice. If you need a recommendation, you know, if you need advice, if you need tips, if you need to be put through the door, you'll be surprised how many staff members at your school, at your HBCU especially, got them connections, got them calls. That's why burning bridges, or should I say not burning bridges, I should rather say, is very important. I got professors right now, when I walk the stage, they said, bro, call me if you ever need something. Like, ever. And I know that when I call them and I need something, they gonna come through. Make sure that, and this is really for people that are still in college or are about to go to college, some professors are worth building a relationship with. They really are, bro. All in all, Texas University, it was a pleasure. And y'all will not see me until homecoming. Guaranteed. Now, let's get into some real world aspects of everything that's going on. This has been a heavy week as far as like news of what's going on in court with many different celebrities. A lot of legal news, so we finna jump into that. Before I talk Diddy, you know, DDG and Halle, we're gonna talk Tory and Meg because that's the, you know what I'm saying, that's probably the least most trending one right now. If you haven't been following the Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, Casey Harris case, Tory Lanez is a R&B singer. Megan Thee Stallion obviously is a rapper, and Kelsey Harris is a friend of Megan's. And that was a big old case that was had a long time ago, years now. Tory shooting Meg, and you know he got on trial for that, and he got sent to jail. Not necessarily for hitting Megan, but because he had already had strikes, and now him being in court for that third time was what they sent him away. He got sentenced to 10 years. Now, upon new information that just came out at the time of this recording, about a few days ago, this Kelsey Harris woman, who was the friend of Megan Thee Stallion, her bodyguard came out with new news that Tory never had the gun, that it was always Kelsey. This was overheard through a conversation or whatever. Mind you, this came out 2 days after it was reported that Tory Lanez was stabbed over 14 times. I'm talking about serious shanks while he was in his prison. You feel me? Like, now he's getting brutalized in jail. You feel me? So I guess because of that, Kelsey Harris's security guard came out to the public and basically said, yo, like, it was never Tory. You feel me? It was never Tory. Kelsey had the gun the whole time. She's the one that shot the shot, and then Tory actually tried to hit the gun out of her hand, which then caused the gun to go off 2 more times. Now, everybody's everybody's outraged now because it's like, okay, these women lied on Tory, and Tory has been serving a 2-year sentence, a part of a fully 10-year sentence that he's currently serving. Whole time he didn't do anything. Now, is Tory wanting to get out of prison? Obviously. Tory Lanez's legal team has always expressed wanting an appeal because of some procedural errors that were made before he was sentenced to everything. Not testing current DNAs, not doing enough tests, not getting enough witnesses, not getting enough of anything before they decided to throw Tory Lanez in jail. You feel me? They already have appeals set up for him to get out of jail, but now there's a new factor that comes into play, especially upon this new information. There's this legal principle called the writ of habeas corpus. And people don't know what it is, but I'm gonna explain in layman's terms so that y'all don't skip this video or whatever. It's basically a way that Tory Lanez could get out of prison, especially upon this new information. So the writ of habeas corpus basically says, okay, we present Tory in front of a judge or in front of a jury or in front of these people that threw him in jail. Tell us why this man's freedom should be taken away from him, especially with this new information. It's basically kind of like a reappeal verbally. They have to explain and make sense of why Tory should still be in prison. Now, obviously, hearing this new information that it was Kelsey that had the gun the whole time, the court would basically feel compelled to be like, okay, well, we now know that he did not have the gun, again, according to witnesses and accounts of who was there that day. So should he really be in jail? Should he really be in prison? That's what the writ of habeas corpus does to somebody that's in prison, even though a lot of people feel like he shouldn't be there. Now, the problem is Tory's legal team has already sent one off. Just basically an improper trial is what Tory Lanez's legal team already tried to appeal with this writ of habeas corpus. They already sent that off. That's the only problem upon this new information coming out to the public. They can't put it on the writ of habeas corpus because they already sent one in, which is the reason now, according to, sources and everything, Tory Lanez's legal team strictly just wants the governor or whoever is of high power to pardon Tory Lanez. Because again, this information is crazy. Had this information been there during Tory's trial, Tory probably would not be in prison. It's really just a slippery slope, legally, because they already sent the appeal in and now they can't add it in. But you have somebody of higher power, perhaps a governor or perhaps a high level judge, they can get that pardon there. That one is new, you feel me? But this stuff that's going on with Diddy is crazy. Let's jump into that just for a little bit. Oh, at the time of this recording, we are in day 4 of the Diddy trial. I'm pretty sure y'all all know everything that's going on with that. I'm not going to go into detail. If you know, you know. And that's why the timestamps in the description are so important. There's going to be people that know what's going on with Meg and Tory. There's going to be people that know what's going on with DDG and Halle. There's going to be people that only want to hear about the graduation. Use the timestamp so you can watch anything that you desire and not watch anything that you don't desire. You feel me? When it comes to this Diddy Rico case, the first thing that automatically comes to my mind is these jurors are going to need therapy after this case is over with. I don't see how any human being for 8 weeks, because this trial is 8 weeks long. We're only on day 4. We're only in the first couple of days of an 8-week trial, ladies and gentlemen. I don't see how any human being can sit up there, hear all of that, and not need therapy after. Like, they're gonna need that so bad. The things that they're gonna have to see, the things that they're gonna have to hear, the thing that they're gonna have to witness by video, by picture, by account, verbally, it's gonna be so hard, bro. It's gonna be a nightmare. It's already been a nightmare. Now, apart from that, many people have been led astray about what this really is, bro. This is not Diddy versus Cassie. Stop thinking that. That ended a long time ago. This is the feds versus Diddy and his camp. This is a This is a RICO charge that they're trying to throw on Diddy. They already got Diddy. Diddy's done. I mean, he out here blowing up cars. Diddy is done. They're trying to get everybody connected to Diddy. Everybody that ever helped him, everybody that's in connection, everybody that can lend a hand in responsibility over every wrong thing that Diddy has done in this time frame. This is about everyone else. Y'all remember what happened to Thug? They wanted everybody in YSL, not just Thug. First few days is Cassie, Diddy's ex-lover, on the stand. Now, Cassie has been having to recall and relive and verbalize a lot of dark memories that happened while she was entangled with Diddy, you feel me? And many people are saying, oh, why is she up there testifying? Why is she there? Gang, she is under a federal subpoena. She does not have a choice. See, this is what people don't understand about RICO charges, bro. There is no option, bro. You think she wants to be there saying everything in front of her husband? All them kids in the courtroom, you think she wants to be there? No, this is how the feds work, bro. Either she talks or she's going to jail, period. Either she tells the truth or she's going to jail, period. She's going to get held in criminal contempt if she doesn't talk and tell the truth. That's why she has to recall all these terrible things that happened during her and Diddy's tenure together. And see, that's why a RICO case is so dangerous, bro. You're forced to talk. You have no choice, bro. Like, God forbid, let's say I was the subject of a RICO charge, just for example purposes. they're not just gonna get at my friends and family and ex-lovers or whatever. No, the feds will go to my church's ushers and get answers from them. Call them into the stand for the sake of trying to prove that me and my camp is guilty, bro. They will stop. They will not stop at anything. They will stop at nothing to put you away, bro. It gets like that. That's why the feds have such a high success rate when it comes to throwing people in jail. It don't matter what happens to Young Thug, bro. When the feds are on you, there's no escaping that, and it's gonna be hell for whoever they're trying to get, yo. Like, that's what people are not understanding. Cassie has no choice, bro. She has to be up there recalling everything, because if they find out that she lied, it's raps. And I just feel bad for the poor girl, because again, she's pregnant. Like, she's 8.5 months pregnant. She's about to be due beginning of June. So for her to be up there having to recall all these things, being emotional in front of her husband, in front of kids and everything, bro, it's such a sad thing, bro. It's like, at the end of the day, they had to get her first. And that's what people are not understanding. If you think things are dirty now in this case, oh, we ain't seen shit yet, bro. Cassie's only there, one, because she's one of the first accounts and witness of everything that's going on during these freak offs and everything that's going on. But she's also about to give birth. And you can't have her up there after she's already given birth. You feel me? You got to get her out the way because she's finna go into labor. But, bro, there are about to be hundreds of accounts, witnesses, maybe not to the stand, but there are going to be so many people that the feds are about to call on that they don't even know that the feds are coming. That's why the feds are so scary and so dangerous, bro. There are going to be celebrities. There are going to be people in the dark that have to come to the light just so that the feds can put Diddy and his camp in jail. And there's going to be folks that snitch. Let's not forget that there are going to be folks that snitch. There are going to be folks that's a part of this Rico charge that are going to have to snitch for the sake of their freedom and their life, bro. That's why I keep telling y'all don't have to worry about Diddy. Diddy, as he should be thrown in the jail. I mean, he blowing up cars, for crying out loud. But this is only the beginning. We're only in the first week, and there's 8 more weeks left. And there's gonna be many days where there's gonna be a recess. There's gonna be a close of trial for certain days. It's gonna be more than 8 weeks, ladies and gentlemen, and it's gonna get crazy. And the dumbest part about all of this, bro, there's somebody out there planning a documentary about all of this. Like, Netflix is on the clock. Netflix is on the job, saying that this whole thing in a few years, when it's over with, regardless of what the results are, is going to form an idea for a documentary that's going to feed generations. And you want to know what's even worse? Even though this is such a serious thing, and I feel bad for everybody involved except for Diddy, I would want to watch it. I would be very excited for that documentary, but it's still like, bro, come on, like, let's just be serious for once. You feel me? This case is ridiculous. Now I'm gonna speak on Halle and DDG's little situation, really to form a general lesson between this situation, the Diddy case, everything, and then also Tory Lanez and Megan, right? Basically, DDG, who's way closer to my age range than everything else that's going on. You feel me? Obviously, if you don't know, the whole DDG Halle situation, which Halle wants a restraining order, well, she was granted a restraining order against DDG, which in return is going to force DDG not to be able to see his son as much as she wants to. You feel me? The information on that is still a little murky. Things have not come out, but something that you could see with all 3 of these situations, bro, not choosing the right person to be with, bro. This is why prayer is important. Not even just prayer, but this is why carefully analyzing the person that you want to spend time with, that you want to have kids with, that you just want to be with, period, is so important, bro. All of these things, except for Diddy's craziness, stemmed from bad relationships, not knowing who your partner really is, not really being sure that this person that you're involved with is the person that you need to be getting involved with, bro. There is no discernment for real, bro. In all 3 of these situations, at some point, there was terrible discernment, terrible studies on this desired person that you feel like is right for you. Because look, at a certain point in all 3 of these relationships, one person was in love with the other person. Even with Tory and Megan, we thought they was finna be the next couple. Then you see all this happening. This is where all of this stems from, ladies and gentlemen, bro. And for my spiritual people, I wouldn't even say religious folks, but bro, don't neglect prayer when it comes to finding your significant other, bro, because these cases will show you all of this. The root of all this problem is not being with the right person. That's the root of everything, bro. And lust. Let's not forget lust. We need to control our lust. Obviously, this Diddy and this freak off stuff is a lust problem. But even with DDG, Halle, and then also with Tory Lanez and Megan, lust plays a big old factor. Tory and Megan were involved strictly sexually. And now it got them involved in all this BS. If they weren't involved sexually, you can argue that none of this would happen, bro. I'm telling you, that's the main lesson that I take away from all of this, bro. Folks are not sure. Folks are not doing a good job picking their significant others. And that's why all this is happening. Like, the root of it. That's just a lesson for everything, bro. Don't neglect prayer when it comes to your significant other, bro. It's so important. That's why I don't even be, like, I'm not big on relationships nowadays, bro. Because your person who you want to spend the rest of your life with, bro, the person that you want to share kids with, the person that you want to share your body with, bro, that's a big deal, bro. You see what happens when you pick the wrong person. So that's really just a lesson, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to just leave y'all off with that, fam. Now, as I end off this very special episode, I want to announce that it's going to be various categories of content that we're gonna be dropping in the FAXTORY, bro. Musical content, more radio content. You'll see me on a lot of other people's shows. You'll see a lot of episodes dropping, a lot of clips dropping. We're gathering a team together. You know, shout out everybody that's on the team, those that haven't been on there yet, those that are joining. Yo, we coming big, bro. We coming big. Pause. That was crazy. But it's big things coming up, yo. And I just thank everybody that's been supporting me thus far, all the way up to graduation, because now we're in a different chapter. And we finna be relentless. If you think I've achieved anything thus far, oh, wow. Wait till we see what's going on in the future, bro. Fax.Koolaid, I don't make the rules.
Imagine seeing